This is usually page 1. There might be other pages in front of it, but generally this is page 1. You can see it's an REIQ contract for houses and residential land. The reference schedule is the first few pages, starts here. Contract date right here at the top. See the seller's agent, that's the real estate agent. Scroll down a little bit, there's the seller's details, one, maybe two of them. Scroll down a bit further, there's the solicitor. That's the end of page 1. Page 2, buyer's details. Tiny detour, you can see here that it's been signed by DocuSign, that's electronic signing. The second buyer's detail might be here. Excuse me, buyer's solicitor details are there. Here's the property, there's the address of the property. And here's some of the technical information for the property. The special legal address, the area, the use, and the local government. Scroll down a bit, whether there are any things like dishwashers or pool equipment, what have you, included or excluded. The price, that's pretty important obviously. Purchase price, this is a good healthy price here. There's a deposit. You can see on the right, there's an initial deposit, a small amount of money. There may be a balance of deposit which might be payable on finance approval. Going down just slightly further, same page, you can see the finance. How much money is needed? Sufficient to complete. Who is the bank or the lender? Buyer's choice. Finance date is 14 days from the date of the contract, and that was that date just at the top of the reference schedule. Building or pest, so the buyer gets to inspect the property to see if there's any damage, any problems that need fixing. This is matters affecting the property. There'll be an SOP about that. Here's whether there are any tenants in the property, and here there are no tenants, but it gives you the details about the tenants, how much they pay in rent and all that sort of business if it's needed. The managing agent for the tenants, if there were any. Information about pool safety. Are there swimming pools on the property? Information about electrical safety switches and smoke alarms. This is really important stuff as we go through the contract. Whether there are any neighbourhood disputes, that's just something we need to note. Whether GST is payable, that's a special tax, a goods and services tax. There are two sections. Here's the buyer's section and then the seller's section. That's important to know, and there'll be SOPs about that as well. Special conditions. Are there any special conditions in this contract? There aren't really. This one's just a very normal condition, but there might be some other particular unusual conditions in this space here. Next, and near the end, we have settlement, when the property changes hands from the seller to the buyer. Here's the settlement date. Here it's quite long, often it's 30 days. And the place for settlement will usually be Brisbane, but these days it's often an electronic settlement. Here are the signatures, and they can be by hand or, as we said above, these are electronic signatures. So we know that the buyer and the seller has signed, so we've got a real contract. They don't need to be witnessed, as it says, if the buyer uses electronic signatures. And then here we go on to the terms and conditions of the contract. We don't really need to spend any time there, but just know that there are a few pages of those terms and conditions. I'm just flicking through those, you don't expect to see them. Then often we have a title search on the back of the property. This is important information about the property, and we're able to match this information with the information up in the contract about the property. This is not really part of the contract. So it tells you what the special legal address of the property is, who the owners are, if there's anything special down here, any easements or encumbrances, and then we head to the end. That form's not really relevant right now, but we might as well just go through. And that's the end. I'm just going to jump back to the top. So we've got a contract for houses and residential land. It's important to check that. And here's the reference schedule, and there's that contract date. That's the end of the video.